Reflecting on themed versus non-themed, spending a day at the cinemas. Today is Tuesday, 16 June 2026 AD, and here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, reflect on my experience on themed versus non-themed spending a day at the cinemas, taking into account multiple spending a day at the cinemas I executed solo in the 2025 as well as the 2026 year. So in 2025, I had 3 movie showings, spending a day at the cinema. So 3 movie showings back to back to back at one movie theater in October, and there was no theme. Then I did 2 movie showings in November, and that one had no theme. This year already, 2026, I apologize if I miss any. In 2026, the front half of March, I did 1 movie, 2 movie showings, so I saw the same movie twice, and the theme was music, specific Elvis Presley. It was a Elvis Presley biopic, biographical motion picture. And then the back half of March was in the legal realm. They both had legal or justice, like justice system or justice kind of structural components to the movies, be it a court sentence, a prison sentence, follow-up, being served, that kind of thing, or like a high council. And then in May 2026, the theme was restorative justice, race/ethnicity. And so it started off with no theme last year, 2025, and then it got super specific. Elvis Presley twice in one day, same movie. And then topical, and then non-topical, but kind of decided by me, which is kind of fun. There's been a real progression. Kind of going from no theme to kind of like, quote unquote, letting the movie choose by choosing the same movie twice, and then going to and choosing. I hadn't seen Ready or Not 2. Here I come for the back half of March one. And so there was a little bit of, I wasn't entirely certain. So it was kind of like, I saw 2, and it turns out they both kind of had like a court theme to it. And so it was like, okay. So it was an output, not an input for that. I was kind of like, in terms of scheduling, I was like, what's close to this one that I haven't seen yet and I might want to see? It was like, so it wasn't chosen for the theme. I got a theme as an output. So that one was kind of fun. And then in May, it actually, it was part of the spending a day at the cinema. So that one there was one I wanted to see opening day, and then I was trying to figure out like timing as to see a second movie showing so I could make it spending a day at the cinema. And depending on the turnaround, like how long I wanted to wait between showings, it was kind of like it could be about one thing or the other. So I decided on, I'm just going to treat it as restorative justice. And for the movie, I chose, so it was 2 movies, 1 movie showing of each. It was race/ethnicity. There was another option I was looking at where it would have been gender. So there's, but restorative justice, I could have not chosen that as a theme. Like it wasn't necessarily a theme of the movies. They were, it was like my theme for the day. So I think in that sense, it's been kind of cool to progress to have kind of the no themes, but then also have 1 at 3 movie showings, 1 at 2 movie showings, and then to have for this 2026 year, each of them are 2 movie showings, but then to have kind of like different levels of zoom in-ness or zoom outedness, except for I don't have the no theme. But I think it's been a good one, and I think even just kind of having it on like I appreciate perhaps there's pushing myself for the restorative justice one to come up with a theme for it and be like, I could do something completely kind of like, not that, but like, I'm trying to communicate here too. I was a Tanis theme for my day. I chose the theme as opposed to letting the movies choose for me, or having there being something kind of randomly in common. So in that sense, it was, what am I trying to say? I took the initiative on the theme itself. So I was an anti-hijack procedure, perhaps is the way of saying it. So that was kind of cool. I guess so I'm saying I like the evolution. As for a versus, like, do I prefer themed versus non-themed? Honestly, I like having both. Both. The answer is not one or the other, it's both, which I realize I can't do them both at the same time. But the answer is to have both in one's repertoire. That's my versus. Yeah, and for sequencing, I went no theme to theme. So yeah, so I didn't do the theme to no theme, although if I did a no theme after these, then there's like a sequence change, you know, like I can get a sense of what it's like to go from theme to no theme. Again, but like as a no theme again, but then does it matter the progression? So it allows me to add another kind of like storyline and movie selection kind of note to my own movie going, and something that I can reflect on and think about in terms of mass quantity consumption in a single day at a cinema of movies or movie showings versus spaced out. So that's reflecting on theme versus non-theme, spending a day at the cinemas.